Hello, hello. Welcome to our podcast vlog, episode number one.
One.
My name is Brian Miller. This is my lovely, lovely wife.
Beigely Miller.
We've been together for going on 15, 14
Going on 15 years. 2023, it's 15 years.
15 years.
Is it 14? 15.
Going to be 15, I think.
Going to be 15, yes.
Going to be 15. We're doing our couples trip next year. It's going to be our 15th year anniversary.
Yeah.
Of the couples trip. So
please join us.
Gotta. Come on now. Come on. So before we begin, before we get into things, definitely like, subscribe, comment, anything you need to do in order to make sure, turn on those post notifications in order to make sure you
click on the link
and
follow.
Turn it all on, ensure obviously you get notified when we are posting something, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a vlog, YouTube, SoundCloud, on Instagram. We're all over the place. 2023, we're coming in hot. I'm telling you right now. So episode one of our vlog, episode one of our podcast. We're here. We're pretty much going to do a quick introduction of ourselves. Go into a little bit more detail. I know many of you all have been asking and trying to get to know us a lot more. So I'm trying to give you a little quick tidbits of things here and there. So on my end, I can start when we start off, or anything you want to say.
Well, you can go ahead and start off. But you know what? Now that you said that, people are kind of curious about who we are. And you know what? If you are watching this and you have a question, go ahead and leave us a question and we will respond in our next video or next podcast. We would answer your questions.
100%. We got you. I know you guys been curious. So, quick introductions on my end. My name is Brian Miller, as stated. From a 9-to-5 perspective, what I do in life.
9 to 5.
I'm a healthcare manager. My title is I oversee few divisions within the hospital. Currently, right now, I oversee cardiology, cardiac surgery, vascular surgery, neurosurgery, and our medical specialties float pool.
The brains.
The 9-to-5 is busy. It's intense, but I love healthcare. It's a passion to me. Very, very quick story. At the age of 4, my house burnt down, and we got rushed to the hospital for smoke inhalation. And at the hospital, the firefighters, our house actually burnt down on Christmas Eve. So the firefighters actually gathered all of the gifts from the house and brought them to the hospital. And literally all the doctors, the firefighters, nurses, everyone gathered around us and helped us open up all those gifts. So I've literally dedicated my entire life towards healthcare. And you know, it's a passion to me as well too. So that's my 9-to-5. I'm a healthcare junkie. I'm a complete nerd as well too. But outside of the 9-to-5, I wear a ton of hats. I'm a realtor. I'm a real estate agent. I also do life insurance and financial advising as well too. I'm obviously my lovely wife's assistant, and also obviously a husband.
He's always working.
Always.
If it's always working for me. No, I'm playing.
I
just had to throw that in there.
Pretty
I just
much.
saw that joke that I don't know if it was a reel or whatever, and the husband's like, I'm always working for my husband. I always find myself working for, I'm always working for my wife.
It's
Sorry. True. I'm always working for my wife. And
it's true.
It's quite funny.
So in the comments right now, for the ones who are married, let me know. Do you feel as if you are working for your wife at all times? Honestly.
24/7.
But it comes with love, and I think that is a key for marriage as well too. Exactly. But in the comments, if y'all want to, the men, let me know how you feel.
Hey, it's all worth it, right?
It's all worth it. Always worth it. As we stated, we've been together for 15 years, and to be together that long, you already know it's true. It's real. It's real. But 100%, that's my wife and also my boss All right.
Oh my gosh, here you go with the boss. I am the boss, though.
Check out our YouTube video on Cabo. We literally have, oh my gosh, there was this specific incident where she's the boss, but she got called the boss in Spanish, and it didn't go too well.
No, he called me a heifer, and a heifer is a cow. I swear it's a cow. But the thing is, it's how he used it, the context he put it, or whatever. It was like, oh, she's that heifer for the weekend. Listen, I'm not no heifer for no weekend. I'm the boss, okay? I'm his wife forever, okay? And it upset me, so whatever.
Make sure you go over to our YouTube video for Cabo, listen, see that entire video, and in those comments, let us know your thoughts on what heifer means. And was the gypsy wrong? The gypsy was a person.
Well, first off, it's the context that he put it, the sentence that he put it together for the weekend. Kind of lost him the sale at this point, you know? So I can't,
let us know.
Like, whatever.
So,
anywho,
wear multiple hats as well too, but again, on my end, realtor, financial advisor, and also obviously being able to do life insurance as well too. My wife wears multiple hats as well too.
Well, of course, I definitely introduced myself already, BTheMillers. So during the day, I am a medical sales representative, and during the evening, I am an event planner where I make dream events come true. And I am a travel agent, and I book travels for pretty much everyone, groups, couples, family. Just, reach out. I'm here. I can definitely take care of you and make sure that your dream vacation comes to reality. Yeah.
100%. Like I said, subscribe, follow all of our different pages. So first question that we really want to get into, that I know you all are curious and interested on, is how do we meet? And number one, my wife is the best storyteller. So
I'm the storyteller?
She's the storyteller of the family.
Oh gosh, whatever.
So
it might be long though.
Hold on to your seats, you guys.
Oh, whatever.
It is a story, like I said, 15 years ago. We set eyes on each other, and it's literally been history. That's it?
That's all you were to say?
It's history. It's been history ever since. I mean,
whatever.
Honestly, she's going to tell the story. You're going to love it. I'll chime in here and there, obviously.
Please do.
She is 100% the storyteller.
Oh, okay. Well, it was July 10, 2008. Yeah.
It was 08, 2008.
Our freshman orientation. Can you believe freshman orientation?
That seems so long
2008.
Wow.
Yeah. And I went alone, not with a parent or anything. And I remember I walked into a placement test for math. For math. And I walked in, I took a seat, and then they gave everyone like a piece of paper to sign in or whatever. And I sat down, I like observed the room, of course, just to see who's around me. And I happened to like notice this handsome guy walk in, and I was like, I couldn't stop staring, but it was like, okay, I can't make it obvious, whatever. But the instructors started to like hand out some of the exams over, and I was like passing it back or whatever. And I remember I then prayed on my exam because I needed to place in, I needed to place in a high math class. I wanted to be placed in a higher class. I don't know how it was like, but yeah, anyways. And the instructor literally say, "Hey, excuse me, stop sleeping." Remember that?
I remember that.
And I I'm not sleeping. I'm praying. I'm praying. And then I look behind all nervously like, oh man, he noticed and he probably thinks I'm sleeping too. Whatever. So we took the test and it was, I guess Brian was one of those guys that finished his exam really early. But I was like taking my time, taking the exam or whatever.
Like I said, I'm a nerd, 100%. I was healthcare the entire time. I was going into college for physical therapy, so doing pre-med major. Math was pretty much second nature to me at that point, so I was moving quick. But when I laid eyes, before we even got into sit-in, we were in line as well. And I remember when we were in line, Paige was literally she was a few people in front of me.
Really?
And I was like, who is that? 100% who is that? So she entered first, number one. She entered first, and she took a seat. She sat pretty much like in the middle of the class.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I watched her sit down, and I said, all right, I could play it safe. I could go in full speed. Can I sit next to her, or should I just skip a row and then sit?
You definitely did.
I skipped a row
right behind me
and sat 2 rows over from her, but I could still see her. I was just like, let me keep an eye on this one.
Oh gosh, that's
Go
funny.
ahead.
And then I think after taking the exam, we went to the auditorium where the president said, look, you're left and right. Some people are not going to be here in a couple semesters, but make sure you know your neighbors type speech. And like I turned left, right, and I turned back around and he was right there, like behind the auditorium, just standing there. And I was like, did he catch me? See him? Like, did he catch my eyes looking at him? Like, oh my goodness.
Shout out to American International College. You guys put us together to literally meet and lay eyes on each other. Vince, who was the president at the time, he literally mentioned that and allowed us to be able to look around, and we laid eyes on each other yet again. And
that's God.
That was heart. Yet again, laid eyes on each other.
I like to say I know it's very cliche to say that love at first sight. I never really believed it in love at first sight until I really experienced it. Like, it was just like how you proposed and you just like, you're like gasping for air, like, oh geez. And you're like the butterflies and everything. Proposal. That's what I was feeling. I was like, oh, this is weird. This is a weird feeling. I never experienced this before. But yeah, anyways.
Future episode on a proposal. That was a phenomenal moment. So hold on to your seats when it comes to the proposal.
Oh God.
Episode, I should say.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Then the meeting adjourned and they said, go to like different classes for majors. I think I was undecided. Of course, my mom wanted me to be a nurse. I mean, every Haitian wants their daughter to be a nurse, but I knew that science wasn't my expertise, so that wasn't going to be my major. So I went in undecided. I knew I wanted to be in healthcare because I was like a pharmacist technician in undergrad, and I wanted to be in somewhat healthcare, but I wasn't sure. So I went undecided for a year or two, I think, and then decided where I wanted. But I went into the group with undecided, trying to figure it out, and Brian was definitely not in that class. He was already, like, you picked a major, yeah.
I was doctor life from the beginning.
And after picking our majors, there was like, I believe, major meeting. We had like they had like lunch, and during lunch, I remember walking into the lunchroom and going to find something to eat. And they had like a variety of stuff, dining common lunch. So that's what was being served. And there was like a lot of people introducing themselves and everything. And I was like, very open and free, just like, hey, hi, how are you? My name is Beige.
Beige like the color.
Like the color.
She had purple nails on.
Damn.
And straight colorful sneakers. It was, when I say she was my ideal woman, she was literally my ideal woman. 100%.
Oh.
100%. 100%.
So as I walked over to have something to eat, I noticed Brian sitting over to the next table where it was like a lined up of like guys, but happened to find out they were all football guys. And I was like, I didn't know he was in a football team or whatever, but it was just big guys sitting in one table. And then I was just sitting with a bunch of random people. I introduced myself, we were chatting, but for some reason, let's just say some reason, I had like this feeling to just look back a little, just have that like look back. And I looked back and Brian was right behind me. Not right behind me, but he was like sitting right behind me and he was staring right at me. And like, he literally like looked into my eyes and like licked his lips. And I was just like, I like froze and looked away. Remind you, I was 18, really shy, like butterflies, you know, it was just weird. It was just a weird butterfly like feeling that I had, that it was uncontrollable, that I couldn't really like continue talking or even introduce myself or talk to him. It was weird. And then I knew like, okay, there is really something there, but I didn't like really say much that day to him because there were so much guys trying to introduce themselves, and I was like, okay, hi, I already have my eyes on someone, but okay, hi, my name is Beige, like the color. Brian remembers that, like, beige, like the color.
100%. Shout out Elijah Butts. We were sitting literally next to each other. We were in, obviously, football together, and we were talking, and I was saying to Elijah, I was like, yeah, who is this girl right here? I need to know her.
Elijah.
I think Elijah spoke to you.
Yes, I met Elijah during the undecided, like, you know, when they separated the majors and stuff. I think he was like a psychology major, but they had psychology and undecided together. And then, you know, when we were in that room where we were signing up for our emails and stuff.
Yes.
So that's when I spoke to Elijah, and he was like, oh, my name is Elijah Butts. And I was like, Elijah Butts? What kind of last name is that? Like, we were just laughing and joking, and then we walked over to the lunchroom. Yeah, that's how I met Elijah.
Yeah. Shout out, Butts. You definitely helped me spark my interest in beige. And
the spark was already there, honey.
and gave me the confidence to know that she was cool. Now, this next part of the story, obviously, that confidence was thrown right out the door.
Oh, wait. Okay. First off, okay. So he didn't talk to me during freshman orientation, but I knew there was like this love at first sight feeling, like, oh my gosh, this person might be him. Like, this might be my person. And then like, I didn't get to speak to him, so it was just weird. So I went back home and I started getting like all these ads on Facebook, like all these people like added me on Facebook, like, oh, you're going to AIC, freshmen trying to talk to each other and stuff like that. And I got a request to add on Facebook from Brian. And he's like, I accepted it because I was accepting everyone. And then he sends me a message. And remind you, at this time, I should give you this little story and background and details behind this. Remember, I told you I was a pharmacist technician. I was in the pharmacy. I shouldn't be looking at my phone. But for some reason, I came from orientation. I was in a hype and I was accepting all these friends and stuff, checking my messages and stuff. So I decided to accept Brian's message. A friend request, and then he also sent me a message saying, beautiful, 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 you know what I wanted to do. I wanted to say, or wanted to, like, you know what I wanted to, whatever.
Say, yeah.
I didn't know if he said wanted to say, but I think I got caught with the pharmacist saying, "Hey, get off your phone." And Doshi was just like, "Hey, beige, get off your phone." And I was just like, ugh. I put it away. And then I had went back to my phone and then text you, like, send you a message right away because I read that piece and said, I don't know what the hell I was like, I don't know what the fuck you wanted to say. But yeah, I did. I shouldn't have, which wasn't ladylike. But I was just like, I had that energy like, oh, thirsty ass person. Bleep. Like, another thirsty guy trying to talk to me. And I was just like, okay, pause. Like, I don't know what you were trying to say, but okay. And I sent the message and then got back to work got back to work. It was probably like in a midst of, I don't know, working. Yeah. So that's my story.
So I'm like, when she sends that back to me, I'm just like, I just messed everything up.
Really?
Let me try to figure out how I can fix this situation. So I think we gotta queue it up. Hopefully, I can pull up that Facebook message.
No, please don't.
And add it right here at this moment so y'all can see it. But
jeez,
I think I said
back history
completely. I think I said sorry or I like apologize, and I was just like.
I didn't mean to offend you or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
For it to come off like that and all that things. Can we start over? And, you know, that I think.
No, you said something. I didn't mean to come off something. And I was just like, oh, I wrote, you know what? I'm so sorry. Can we start all over? After I had left work, I then noticed that he was like really nice to his response. Like, oh man, I'm so sorry, you know? And I noticed who it was. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the guy. This is probably my person. And then I wrote back, oh my gosh, can we start this conversation over again? And then, yeah.
We went from there.
Go ahead.
We literally talked. So again, remember, orientation was in July. And, you know, school started pretty much a month later.
Well, you moved in because you were in the football team in August.
Yeah,
so
we
throughout
moved
the summer, we spoke every day and every night and until the morning.
Yes,
when the sun rises, my eyes are burning as a pharmacist technician trying to count these pills. And I'm like, oh, last night I was.
Remember, there's no FaceTime.
No.
All those things don't exist at this moment.
It was all about the pictures.
Right?
It was the pictures for me.
All we're doing, we're talking on the phone all summer long. Literally building a friendship.
Friends. Yeah, as friends.
Like a legit friendship.
We were flirting here and there, of course.
But it was all,
but it was like,
love.
You know, yeah.
It was all love. It was all love. So
I knew it was something there, but I was still like, I think I was playing hard to get, was I?
Of course.
I was always. Of course. It wouldn't be normal if I was.
Was anything ever easy?
No. No. You had to prove to me exactly what it's worth. Like, 100%.
You know? 100%.
You know, beige likes to chase and I like when, you know what, let me not. Okay, let me not.
So obviously we get to, and this is where we're going to end this story as well too, until we get to the next episode. So we get to freshman move-in day. Obviously, I'm on campus already, so we done went through hell and back when it came to football camp. You're talking about I went from high school football to straight college men ball, just straight all day football, culture shock type situation. And literally, we go to freshman orientation or freshman move-in day. I'm pitch black from being outside in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Pitch black, literally. And
you had a crazy tan.
I definitely did, 100%.
And beige what?
You're here. You're literally in the parking lot. After we've been talking, we're not seeing each other. We haven't seen each other. We literally only talked on the phone for the entire summer. So this is literally the first time that we're seeing each other in person after we saw each other on July 10th.
Yeah.
So
moving day was like August 23rd, I think. You already.
So it was a month and some change. A month and some change, right? So literally, Beige, Texas calls me, says, "Hey, I'm pulling
I'm
up.
on campus.
Yep, I'm pulling up. I'm on campus with my mom and sisters.
Yeah.
All right. So I was just like, oh, all right, let me. I think I was coming from the DC.
No, I think your mom dropped you off from New York. I think you went for the weekend.
I went home.
Yeah.
Okay, so we drove back up.
Yeah.
And yeah, my mom.
First off, okay, he didn't tell me that he was with his mom. I thought he was just coming out of the DC or something. But he was just like, yeah, I'm here in the parking lot. So I went over to like the red car, and I was just like, oh. And I immediately saw Brian, and I saw his mom and grandma, and I was like, oh my God. I started panicking. The butterflies started flowing again. So I nervously walked away. I said, hi, bye, and walked away.
Ran
quick,
pretty much.
Quick. Because I was like, not expecting to meet the family. Like, whoa, it was way too much. Like, it was just nerve-wracking.
And to this day,
yeah.
my mom remembers that moment to the T to this day. And she says, oh, she was so beautiful. She had big, bright eyes. And she was so loving. So my mom, to that day, even though obviously it wasn't an official meet, but she officially met her, and I think 100% she got the greatest vibe from her and knew off the bat that I was going to be taken care of in a way, right?
Of course, I took care of you.
Because we were talking all summer long, so my mom obviously knew this person's name, Beige, and she finally saw her in person. It was just like, okay. This is who's going to take care of my son, pretty much.
Oh.
So.
And you also forgot the detail that you, like, moved me in. Oh, I was living on the 8th floor, and everyone was moving in. So the elevators were packed, and I was like, oh my gosh, who's going to help me move? And, of course, Brian and his boys, Brian and Irv, hands down, held it down. Was there one more person?
Listen.
Yeah.
Beige was known as Mills.
Oh my goodness.
Mills girl.
Yeah, right? Mills girl. So, I was like, before I even hit campus, oh, that's Mills girl. I was like, damn.
She was good to go. Okay. Everyone knew of her, and everyone looked out for her.
I was like, okay, well, thank you, Brian. It was like red carpet everywhere.
Literally, everywhere. For everything. So,
everywhere.
Again, like I said, we're going to cut it off right here. We're literally at that about to be 30-minute mark right now. That's a quick introduction of us.
Quick? Was that quick?
That was quick. That was quick. We didn't even get into, like, personal life. Me playing football, baseball, alpha, masonry. We didn't even get into all of the other stuff that we do as well too, on top of this.
I forgot to even mention that I was a basketball player.
Yeah, basketball.
So, yeah, that too.
I played basketball. I did track as well too, club baseball. So we didn't even get into all of those details.
Resident advisors.
There's a lot to get into, I'm telling you. If you fast forward, continue watching, continue listening. Again, we're going to go through all of our stages in life. Mm-hmm. And right now, we do have 2 little ones. We have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. So you guys are eventually going to get to meet them. Mm-hmm. We want to obviously tee it up so that you understand and know how we brought 2 wonderful children into this life, into this world as well, too. So on that note, like what we said, subscribe, like, comment, let us know all the questions that you guys have so that we can come back in future episodes, make sure we answer those for you all. And again, tune in. We're trying again, 2023. We're coming in hot. Coming in hot for 2023.
Hot.
Let's get it. Anything last words you want to say?
No.
There we go. 30 minute mark. You said it all. Thank you, baby. Hold it down, y'all. Till next time. Like, subscribe, turn those post notifications on. We'll see you next time.
Bye.